2K Sports, in association with the Pga Tour, is thrilled to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Let's find out who will win the Daybreak Classic. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and we've got Henny Koyak and John McCarthy down on the course. Oh, this championship's got so much history, so much prestige, and I can't wait to see who wins it this year. Let's see what kind of tone he sets for himself today. Well, this is some lovely momentum to take into the tournament, coming off a last start win, Rich.
Can't think of any better momentum. Obviously, the players firing on all cylinders. Sit back, watch, and enjoy it.
And he's not hit the mark on that approach. Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. That's a wonderfully played chip shot there. And he needs this to save par. And that makes him tied for first. The second hole at Pinehurst number 2 is a par 4 where you can send it, Rich.
It's a big hole. You want to aim it at that waist area down the left-hand side. And from there, open up the angle for the second shot to a green that sits slightly above the fairway. And one of the features that we'll be talking about at Pinehurst, a green that has runoff areas in all 4 directions.
That was a little bit of a misfire, I'd say.
Airmailed the green with that approach.
This now, his third shot. Putting for a par now. So close. And this one will be for bogey. Currently at +1 for the tournament. The third hole is another par 4 here at Pinehurst number 2, but not a long one.
A driver not required, just anything to put your tee shot in the fairway. Second shot will be shortish in length, but again, a green that has runoff areas in all kinds of directions. Still a good birdie opportunity.
A quality shot that. Just 6 feet between he and the hole. That's the way to bounce back. Good way to make up for the bogey at the last. The fourth hole at Pinehurst number 2 is an outstanding and challenging par 4.
Your tee shot through a little bit of shoot there. Fairway cambers from left to right. Next shot, straight back up the hill. You got a little bit of room out to the right-hand side that you can use to bank your golf ball off of and get it back on the green. This is a daunting prospect of a hole.
Looks to be going with a hybrid here. A little off the mark on that approach shot.
And another missed green in regulation. My, oh my, this has been a long day.
13 feet to the cup. And he's down there. You got a read?
It's just going to cruise up to the left-hand side.
And a bit of frustration popping in there as the par putt just missed the hole. That was pretty straightforward. Just one off the lead after that hole. The par 5 fifth at Pinehurst number 2, one of the signature holes on the course and a real indication of the quality of the architecture.
Yeah, Corin Crenshaw did a fantastic job here. Fairway does camber from right to left. And from there, second shot back up to the hill to a green that tilts from right to left. And oh, do not miss your next shot to the left. Don't do it, because it's just going to keep going and going until it's gone.
Oh, well done. 4 right by the hole. And now this for a share of the lead. Always good to lead the bounce back category. That's a good stat. And now moving into the top 5 as well. The 6th at Pinehurst number 2 is the first par of the property.
Yeah, not too much to this one other than the fact that you've got a minuscule green here and you got a lot of runoff areas into both bunkers, right and left. Difficult to find the surface in one. Par is going to be a good score.
Opting for the 5-wood. Players setting up, trying to get up and down from the bunker. Time to catch up with that fabulous Korean, Tom Kim. 4 strokes off the lead. Let's catch up with the current proceedings. And the dreaded triple bogey putt. And he'll drop to 3 over for the event.
Moving down the leaderboard, Luke, never a good thing.
As you begin the 7th hole, a par 4, angles are of the premium.
Yes, dog leg from left to right. The longer the hitter, the more of that dog leg they will cut off, reducing the hole in size, which will be helpful because you get to go into this raised green with such a short iron.
Going with the 9-iron, I think. That got a little out of control, I think.
Can't fault him there. This rough is nasty. No fault in missing the green.
Feet left to the hole. John, have you got a good read on this one?
This putt starts out pretty straight towards the hole, though. It should move a little to the left.
Yeah, I think he pulled that one. Pretty obvious, actually. And that's all she wrote. Currently at 4 over for the tournament.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
Oh, great swing there. And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Yeah, he's eyeing up around 160 here.
Unable to find the green on this one.
Bit too much club there, wasn't it? This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
And he needs this to save par.
You can cut the tension down here with a knife, guys. He's got this to go in front of Tom Kim.
And Henny, what's he looking at for this putt?
Yeah, he's staring down about 12 feet. Starting this one way out to the right. Let's see if it turns.
Just a tiny putt is all that remains. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. And the 9th at Pinehurst number 2 is quite a unique par 3 to finish the outward half.
Yes, you got deep bunkers both front and back, and the green tends to chase towards them. Anything out to the right-hand side into a little safe zone is what I would call it. That's the play.
A chance for a birdie if this goes down.
This one's tracking.
Just a short putt remaining here. Well, it was a wonderful approach shot, wasn't it? But unfortunately having to settle for par. The back 9 at Pinehurst number 2 starts at the par 5, Rich.
Straightaway par 5, Luke. Most players not able to reach in 2. Second shot, you must lay up to a really good number where you can maximize spin with your wedges in order to control the spin for your third and hopefully get it close and make a birdie.
Yeah, that's a great play, Rich. Not quite on the dance floor, but a mighty drive.
What a sensational play on this par 5 there, Luke.
This is his fourth shot. Oh, I thought that one was going in. There's part of about 6 feet coming up. Trailing by 6 shots after that hole. On the 12th tee, the par 4. Again, it's not length, it's accuracy.
Most definitely. Fairway does pinch in there just a little bit, so players are going to have to decide whether they take driver or just a fairway metal. Second shot, again, to a green that is raised up above you, floats away on all sides of it, but this is a more realistic birdie opportunity.
Going with less club.
Yeah, nicely played. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
Looks like this will move to the left-hand side as it goes up the hill.
That one's going to turn out pretty well, I think. It's just about 3 feet away. Well, good move there. Anything north on the leaderboard's always pleasant. This incredible collection of par 4s at Pinehurst number 2 continues here at the par 4 12th. This one looks to be heading for the sanctuary of the fairway. Choosing the 9-iron here.
Pretty good shot there.
An opportunity for a birdie here. It's on a good line. That is a great birdie putt. Now 5 strokes behind. The 13th hole here at Pinehurst number 2, Rich. Just another one of these beaut par 4s.
Another one of these par 4s where you got to find the fairway somehow, hit a fiddly little cut with a 3-wood or a driver. Again, second shot back up the hill to a green that is domed shape. You need to make sure that you leave it below the hole here if at all possible. This green gets scary fast.
Nice out the rough here.
Yes, anytime you can find the green and have a putt, you'll take it. Let's check in with Tom Kim, shall we? Okay, let's get back to the action. And this putt is for birdie 3 on the scorecard. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
Setting up this putt 23 feet from the cup.
Yeah, just had a little bit too much speed on that putt. This one just outside 7 feet to the hole. Sitting at 5 over for the event.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
The 14th hole ends a strong collection of par 4s. Another accurate tee shot required.
Decisions to be made. Do you take driver and try and fit it around that fairway bunker, or do you take 3-wood and lay it back of it? If you take driver out, you're going to have such an easier second shot. 3-wood, a much longer shot, but there is room to bounce this golf ball into the screen, not as severe on the edges as others.
John, what's the line on this putt?
It's looking like this is going to be a hard break to the left.
a good stroke on this one. Got a chance here. Some lovely momentum for this player, moving up the leaderboard. Well, you want to win a US Open, a major title, you've got to go stripe it all the way home, and it starts here at the par 315th.
This green is so difficult. It sits above you just enough, and it doesn't look like there's anything there. You're hitting to a wall right in front of you, and all you can see is the golf ball disappearing in every direction other than right in the middle of this green. This is visually probably one of the difficult shots on this course.
Ooh, this is on a good line. That's one of those putts that you're proud of, even if it doesn't drop. And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole. Trailing by 4 strokes. On the tee now, the par 4 16th. Well, a little off the target with that one.
And missing it long with that approach, not a good leave.
Now let's head to Tom Kim. All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par. Oh, a lovely opportunity to save par here. That's disappointing. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. And he'll drop down the leaderboard after that effort. When you stand on the 17th tee at Pinehurst number 2, it's hard not to think of all the history that's happened here. You think of 99 with Payne Stewart and Phil Mickelson. What's your thoughts?
I cannot look at the 17th hole and not think about the shot that Payne Stewart hit in there back in 1999. It was just glorious. And when you stand on that tee on 17, that's the only image that you want to have. It's Payne Stewart swinging, balancing, finishing it. Oh, it was artistry at its best.
Pretty good chance here. This one's for par. Yeah, well hold. Let's move on. And that's now 5 over for the tournament. The closing hole at Pinehurst number 2 works its way back up the hill to that famous clubhouse.
Blind tee shot here for these players. That's the difficulty here. Just pick a spot in the distance and give her a whirl. Second shot up the hill slightly, but do not miss it too far right or you'll find a low area for your second. Anything missing up to the left-hand side could kick back onto the green. And dare I say, finish with a birdie.
This putt is for a final score of 74. And our man on the ground, John McCarthy, has been giving us some great reads all day. What's this one doing, mate?
It looks like this putt will be moving to the left.
Looking really good, this one. And the putt drops for birdie. And Rich, you know all about this. It's hard just to win once on the PGA Tour, but going back to back.
Luke, winning once on the PGA Tour is difficult enough to win back-to-back weeks. That's reserved for just the top players in the game.
Well, on behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. 2K Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Our final round coverage of the Farmers Insurance Open is set to begin. Hello and welcome. It's great to have your company here on 2K Sports. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam, right here in the booth, and out on the course is Henny Koyak and John McCarthy. And Beamer, certainly set up for a stunner today at Torrey Pines South. What do you think these players face this week from the course?
They face a rude awakening. They haven't played too many golf courses yet this year, but they're going to run into Torrey Pines South, and you're going to figure out exactly how good a shape your golf game is in, because it's ruthless. And if you're not careful, you can go out there and shoot a big number in a hurry. It tests every facet of your game. This golf course is an absolute brute.
Playing this shot from around 120 yards. Well, you'd have to think this person's got a head full of confidence, Rich, coming off a last start win.
This player has more confidence, I believe, than any other player in the field at the moment. This should be another good week for him.
Well, that's a no-fuss par to get the round underway, Rich.
Steady as she goes. Nice start.
The second, a short par 4, one that the players like to take on these days, Rich. A good birdie look here.
They do. It used to be where you laid back on top of the hill and took a wedge, 9-iron sometimes for your second shot, but a lot of players now are challenging that bunker down the right-hand side, getting as far down there as possible, and just having a flick with a sand wedge in for their second.
Didn't look to hit that one quite so flush.
Distance control not easy when you're coming out of the rough.
Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? 7 feet to the cup.
Solid little par putt here.
So no movement on the leaderboard, remaining at even overall. One of the most photographed holes in all of the PGA Tour is this downhill par 3 third at Torrey Pines South.
I like it when they move this tee box up and it's only a wedge, because when they make it a 5-iron or more, this thing gets really difficult. Firm green actually tilts away from you towards the ocean. This is a really difficult green to find.
How close was that to going down? What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
This one, guys, he's got around 9 feet.
Henny's down there. You got a read?
This one's going to gently meander from the left.
This one's for bogey. In she goes. Let's head to the next. The 4th hole runs right along the cliffs here of La Jolla, and it's a very strong par 4.
Very picturesque, this 4th hole. Pacific Ocean directly to the golfer's left-hand side. Don't be sucked in by the views, however. You want no part of that. And you certainly don't want any part of that fairway bunker down the right-hand side either. Find the fairway, and you've got a good chance at knocking it on this green in 2. Be wary, though. Anything long and left on this green is no good.
Seemed to lose the handle on that shot.
That's been the story of the day, isn't it, Luke? Has missed a lot of greens, and you can't afford to do that on this golf course.
I like that. Always good when you've got hands like that around the green. Big par saver coming up for this fella. Trailing by a couple of strokes now. There's a real premium on your tee shots here at Torrey Pines South course. Keeping ball in fairways critical, and that is illustrated also by the par 4 fifth.
This fairway cambers from left to right, which helps a fade on this hole. However, don't get too overzealous and pull it, because that fairway bunker down the left, that sees a lot of action. Second shot is a green that pitches back towards you from back to front. That's got a lot of movement over on the left-hand side.
This is a fairly lengthy putt here.
Watch this thing turn.
And a relatively good putt from that distance.
Not a bad effort right there from long range. Big breaking putt. He just didn't quite read it right, but it'll be an easy par.
And as we check the standings, our leader has a one-stroke advantage. The sixth hole's a really cool par 5. Once you get back up onto the top of the hill here, you want to try and take on the corner of this par 5.
Yeah, taking it down the right-hand side, it will seriously reduce this par 5, but you got to avoid the rough. It can get really nasty. From there, you could possibly run it up between all those bunkers. There's one low spot area on the left-hand side of this green that will come into play should you get your distance control a little bit wrong.
This shot from the first cut of rough. Well, this person displays the power game in pure fashion there.
Absolutely love watching a player be bold and be rewarded for it.
This putt for a spot in the top 5. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
A tricky little slider here, downhill, moving to the left.
This is what remains for third place on the leaderboard. And with that now, back to level par.
Gotta like it. Moving up the leaderboard, never a bad thing.
The par 4 7th, a little dog leg left to right. Again, positioning of the tee is key.
This fairway slopes pretty good from left to right. Players want to start it out at the fairway bunker down the left-hand side and just hit a gentle fade off of that. Second shot here is to an elevated green. Don't go long whatsoever here. That's when the Barranca and the canyons come into play.
It's a good stock shot, the fade, isn't it? This would be a great up and down from this spot. Very crafty, that shot. Just a short putt remaining here. And he'll drop down to 1 over for the event.
Not much happening. Moving down the leaderboard, never a good sign.
We head up the hill away from the ocean here at the 8th hole, Rich. A lovely par 3, but all the challenges in the green.
It is. It's very wide, not very deep. Players going in there with kind of mid-irons to short irons. Uphill the entire way. Difficult to get it on that back level when they stick the pin all the way on top.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Yeah, guys, he's got 28 feet here.
That's a lovely looking stroke.
Yeah!
Now this is how you putt. Take another look at this.
And he finds himself in a tie for third.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
The par 5 9th is a monster over 600 yards, Rich. Challenging, to say the least.
I think the challenging part about it, Lucas, is just straight away. You have to hit a straight tee shot, a straight second shot, and a straight third shot to find the green in 3. It really is just that simple and straightforward. The green does have 2 tiers on it, but for the most part, Luke, it's an inviting third shot.
This one should find the rough. Trying to get to 1 under here with this putt. And he's down there. You got a read?
Yeah, I've got it left to right and quick down this hill.
this year for a share of second on the leaderboard. This is the transition point of the round, making the turn, heading for home. How do you rate this player's performance so far?
This player's put himself in prime position, just one back heading into the final 9 holes. This is going to be exciting.
Couple of birdies and a couple of bogeys. Needs to get something going here today. Here we are, Rich, a wonderful opportunity on the table. The chance to go back-to-back. Just how big would that be?
Obviously massive, but I'm very impressed. They've put themselves in a position to win for the 2nd week in a row. Impressive.
He's standing over his 3rd shot. Just one stroke back and right in it. This putt of about 7 feet to the hole.
This putt, it's to save the par.
And gets that putt to drop. Gutsy effort.
Bunkered off the tee, wasn't able to find the green, but saves the par with that putt.
There aren't too many easy holes here at Torrey Pines South, but the course certainly gets tougher as we head to the par 3 11th.
This green from the back tee looks minuscule. There's just not a lot of room on the front of it. Even the back section, which it does get a little bit wider, it still is very small. A massive shelf, top left. If you get it up there, happy days for you. If not, just find the green, 2-putt, make 3, move on.
Putting for birdie. I like the pace on this putt. Come on. Wow, what a putt.
What an amazing putt from way out.
He's currently tied for first.
Moving up the leaderboard. I like it.
Rich, in your opinion, is this the hardest par 4 on the entire West Coast?
If it's not, it's certainly top 2. The only other one that I could think that it would come close to is probably the 10th at Pebble, especially with the tee box all the way back there. You know, it's just, it doesn't have the scenery, but it has the demand that you can't geek a drive out there and expect anything good to happen, and you certainly can't afford really to have a bad iron shot either. It's just a strong par 4. Again, different look than what you have at 10 at Pebble, but it's the difficulty is just the same.
Trying to get to 2 under with this putt. Henny, what's he facing with this putt?
Ooh, I'd say 31 feet here.
That came off the blade pretty nicely. And that should secure the par on this one. And just keeping it in neutral on the leaderboard. All right, Rich. The par 5 13th. So much has been said about it. I'm interested in your thoughts.
This is one of the most interesting par 5s you'll ever play. If you hit a good tee shot, find the fairway, and you have the opportunity to reach, then happy days. But if you don't find the fairway or can't reach, now you've got to lay up into a low area where you're going to have a 3rd shot that's absolutely blind. This 3rd shot could be one of the most difficult 3rd shots on the PGA Tour, bar none.
Uh-oh, this one's airmailing the green. This would be a great up and down. Ooh, that almost went down. Oh, wonderfully played chip shot. 3 feet to go here to the hole.
This will be a good bogey.
Well, that hole's behind us. More to play. And that sees him drop down the standings a little bit. Over to 14 we go, a par 4.
And a really good par 4 once again. Dogleg from right to left. Those bunkers on the left, you don't want any part of them.
And from there, the difficulty is judging the distance with your second shot. This is an infinite edge look from the fairway, so when it pins in the back section of this green, it's nearly impossible to judge the distance. This is a wonderful, wonderful design.
That's disappointing. This next shot coming up from the sand. Oh, so close. Oh, I don't mind this par putt. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
You know, to my eye, it's looking a little left to right.
For the par. He's currently tied fourth for the tournament. 15 works slightly back inland here at Torrey Pines South, but you still need plenty of focus.
Why are the straightaway par fours the hardest ones? We have another one right here. It's just straight away with the drive, nothing fancy about it. You find the fairway and you're left with another long iron second shot. You got a front right bunker that should see plenty of action. The one on the left, though, that's a big no-no spot, as this green does tilt pretty good from back to front.
From the sand, looking to get up and down. How close was that to going in? Yeah, it's about 14 feet to the hole.
An all-important putt for par.
And the putt drops. Now even par, heading down the stretch.
Oh, it's time to dig in and give it your all coming down the final few.
16th, the last of the par threes on this golf course, but it's not an easy one.
This is underrated difficult. The green is big in size, but it plays awfully small because there's really small sections to this green. The front, the back right, and the top left. If you find the right section, job well done. If you don't, it's going to be a difficult two-putt to say the least.
Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. See if this is up, it could be in. Wow, from a dodgy lie ridge. How special was that? Oh, and up he goes, marching to the top of the leaderboard.
Beautifully judged. Great tempo on this chip.
Trailing by a stroke after that hole. The penultimate hole at Torrey Pines South is not a long par 4, but the danger lurks everywhere.
You want to avoid the bunkers on the right, but in doing so, you bring the ravine on the left into play, don't you? Second shot, though, plays slightly uphill. There's two distinct sections, the left and the right here. A little bit of a spine that bisects this green. This is a really good, strong par 4. Par is a great score.
Playing this shot from 120 yards. And just one shot off the lead. That's a good shot by him. He'll be delighted. Here's a chance to close the gap to the lead.
This for back-to-back birdies.
John, have you got a read on this one?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one's going to move right to left.
Mark it down. That's birdie number 5.
Gotta like it. 2 in a row. He's feeling it.
And the finishing hole here at Torrey Pines South, one of the more famous on the PGA Tour, site of so many of Tiger's wonderful victories. Par 5. You can get there in 2.
You can, but you have to thread your drive in between those 4 fairway bunkers that line the fairway. From there, now you have to think, do I want to take on this flag with the bunkers right, bunkers left, and certainly the water in front? It's a daunting second shot, but if you're brave enough to take it on, then you could reap massive rewards.
He'll be disappointed by that. That one finds the water. And this from the greenside rough. Go in. Nicely holed. Moments like that deserve another look.
This was a gift. Wasn't expecting this.
This is impressive. To win out here on tour is a big deal, but to go back-to-back, Rich, how significant is that?
Impressive. Absolutely impressive. Winning breeds winning, but it also takes a lot out of you. So to contend again the week after winning, boy, I'd say this player is something special.
Well, that'll just about do it. On behalf of Rich Beam, I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time.